What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to a special live edition of Smack Talk coming to you from megapowersradio.com in conjunction with smarkoutmoment.com. I am your host for tonight, Tony Mango, and right now I'm not joined by anybody because Blog Talk Radio is giving me some issues and some other people some issues as well, but we're going to try to get that all sorted out as soon as possible. We're going to get the regulars on the line here and everybody else, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're going to talk about anything that you guys want to talk about because it's not just about us being on per usual. Since this is a special live edition, the Fallout Fest for 2014, we're going to have you guys able to call into the show as well and dictate whatever the discussion is that you want to direct the conversation towards in one way or another. So you can do that in a couple different ways. First up, you can call in via Skype, unless Blog Talk Radio continues to have these kind of issues. Or you can call in through your phone using two different numbers. They both work. 760-512-7247 is the first number. Second number, 713-955-0363. And it looks like we've got Mr. Steven Wego on the line right now. What's up, Steven? No, we don't. The call has dropped. We're off to a great start here. I'm sure Wego will be a part of this eventually, unless Blog Talk Radio does not want him to be a part of it. But I can see Ferris419 in the chat right now, one of the guests, Mr. Payton's Power Hour. We've got Wigmeister was on and logged out. Wigmeister, come back in there unless you're the guest. And then if that's the case, re-log in as Wigmeister so I know who you are. But if you guys are able to call in, make sure that you call in. If not, then make sure that you guys pop in for the chat itself because it's another way that you can interact with us. Let's see if Wago's on the line right now. Wago, can you hear me?
Hey,
I can hear you.
Yeah, my call dropped out last time. I'm back, and hopefully here to stay. My connection's been all fucking funny now, but it's time to do the show.
Wago's back. Back again. No? Not going to continue?
Finish it? Yeah,
I don't remember the rest of the lyrics.
I've had too many hits, so I'm not like that ready to just rattle off lyrics.
Alright, so we're still trying to figure out what's going on with everybody else like that. It looks like we might have Peyton on the line right now. Peyton!
Hello?
Hello! What's up, man?
You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Alright, egg salad.
When you originally said that egg salad thing, man, that took me so long. Like, egg salad? What? What?
Really?
What's egg salad got to do with it?
You blanked on that?
Yeah, I did. It was in a chat before. So I read it as just egg salad. It was just kind of like, yo, you got that post written up or something like that? And it was like, yeah, egg salad. Huh? I didn't eat that. I haven't eaten egg salad. We got Sean Walker trying to get into the line right now. Let's see. We got a couple other people. Yeah, happy days. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to keep things very relaxed. We really don't have a main event for this evening, no real special feature other than a couple of mailbag questions that were sent in. But we're going to do the usual stuff. We're going to talk about some hot tags. We're going to run down a couple stories that happened throughout the week. We're going to do the Ask Him and backtrack and do that last week's question as well. Talk about that a little bit. We're going to do some Fantasy League trades. I'm sure if Sean is able to get on, he will do a lot of Fantasy League trades. But before we get into any of that kind of stuff, general rundown. What are you guys up to today? Wago, anything interesting going on in the world of Wago?
No, saw my drug dealer, got some weed. That's about it.
Casual everyday kind of thing, right?
To me, yeah. Yeah, it's normal. Like, you're the odd one out for not doing drugs.
Yeah, Tony. Get your shit together. All this money you're investing in ugly pink clothes could be spent on weed.
Go green.
Speaking of a waste, no, that's too mean. I'm just joking. I love this kid. Drew White is on the line.
Damn, nigga, I was just home. Fuck.
I needed some kind of a transition.
No, that was the best one you could come up with. Well, that's what I would expect from amateur material like you.
I'm not amateur. I got my video camera.
Oh, okay. Good for you then.
Using my phone. Hashtag inside
Alright.
jokes. So, Drew, what's up, man?
Shit, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I have my actual microphone this time instead of my headset,
roll.
so
You
probably
mean
sounds
not-
like it probably just sounds like shit instead of me muffled through toilet paper, whatever it was, a toilet roll.
Yeah,
I
that's what it was.
I moved. No, I had to move all my stuff from my dorm room to my house today, so I had to set all my stuff up in my room. But yeah, not much is going on. It's just living the American dream. Hashtag white boy. So you know how it is.
So, Peyton, what's up with you? Anything special going on?
I had a rare day off today, and my big project that I did was I had these two really awesome sketches of Joker and Harley Quinn that I bought at New York Comic Con that I've been waiting to get nice frames for. So I finally went to Michael's and I bought myself some poster frames and some construction paper, and I matted them myself. I cut out the borders. I got this nice purple border on the Joker one, a candy red out on the Harley Quinn one. It looks awesome. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Good for you. I knew a Michael once who took no days off as well, except they were with podcasts.
Oh, man, you should have went to Maggles instead. We have a caller on the line already, unless this is Sean Walker
What the
from
hell?
the
Smack Talk. Who calls this Smack Talk when it goes live? What a dweeb.
from the 661 area code. Is this Sean or is this somebody else?
It's
somebody
me.
else? It's Caroline.
Caroline.
Woo! What's up, Caroline?
Oh my God.
I couldn't log in the other way, so I had to call in. Surprise.
So you're gonna be talking wrestling with us today, huh? And a bunch of other nonsense.
Well, definitely nonsense. I don't know if I can talk a lot of wrestling, but I mean, I watch SmackDown and Raw for, I guess, the wrong reasons. But yeah,
All right, what are the
Well,
reasons
you
you're watching them?
because it's freaking hilarious.
She doesn't watch John Cena for his matches.
Speak of the devil, we do have Sean Walker on the line. What's going on, buddy?
No, a lot. Sorry, I'm late. I was in the middle of playing Call of Duty Hardcore
Yeah,
Search
fuck
and
you.
Destroy. My bad.
Oh, Sean,
Nope.
watch your language. There's ladies present.
Oh, it's alright. I'm not much of a lady.
Oh, okay,
First.
Well, that's okay, because he's only into birds.
So we got a lot of people on the line right now, but you guys can call in as well. A little reminder about that, 760-512-7247, or you can call in through Skype, or the other phone number that you can call in is 713-955-0363.
I can't believe both those numbers still work.
I don't know why
Blog
that
Talk
happened
Radio needs to
originally.
figure their shit out.
Yeah, why did they give us an extra number?
I don't know. I've been using the 713 to call in, and I know there's a second one that we still use.
I would rather they took away the extra phone number and gave us better sound quality.
Or gave us the ability to add people on Skype like they used to have. They kind of were like, you know, this real great functionality, how about we get rid of that, but we'll give you another number, like we're kind of trading evenly, right?
Hey, that makes up. That makes up completely for
Right.
the non-functionality thing. Have you guys ever tried to contact them like, yo, what's up with your stuff?
Yeah, they don't answer.
Yeah.
Oh, well, man,
They're
I
like,
made
look,
a
we don't
system.
have a customer service division, but we do have a new logo for on air, so that's like a good trade.
No. We don't have.
Please, I'll direct you to our customer services department. It's just a guy rubbing his nipples going, I'm sorry.
It's the
No,
same
we
woman from Google that I talked to that can't give me her name. Only goes by agent number, like number 84596 or something, and can't direct me anywhere, can't tell me any information, and can't do anything. And when I asked her, what do you do? She said, I can't divulge that information.
No, they can't give you good sound quality, but they will give you a Skype button press and two phone numbers instead of one.
We established this, Drew.
Yes, Drew.
They also give you a follow button that you can follow Mega Power Show with, which I'm going to click right now. Follow everyone. Cheap plug.
Oh, I should do that too because I had to sign up for a new account because it wouldn't let me sign in on the Mega Powers one.
Well, Mr. Payton's Power Hour. I thought you were rooting tooting Mike Payton.
Oh, I should have made Root and Toot and Mike Payton. Oh,
Now
well.
you go always
Fucking
change it.
failure.
You should have logged in as a Smark Out Moment. It would have confused the whole situation. All right, so we got a couple guests on the line. We've got a couple other people in the chat room. Ferris looks like he just got knocked out, but Ferris, join us back up if you're listening. And all the other regulars, I hope that you guys are able to join in as well. Remember, you guys can call into the show. You can type up whatever you want to type up in the chat. But let's get started on some of these different things we're going to do. And per usual, we've got the Ask Him coming up with part 1 here. We're not really breaking this up into parts like we usually do, but what the fuck? Why not? Last week's question, we're going to backtrack a little bit.
Backtrack. Come on, we just go forward here.
The question to the panel was, how many non-Americans have won the United States Championship in WWE? And the answer was 17, which Drew got right on his second guess or third guess or something. I forget.
And second.
Second?
You know,
nice.
I don't mean to brag, but...
I don't mean to brag, but I checked Wikipedia ahead of time.
I didn't even check that on Wikipedia or Wagopedia. I don't think you could do that. That's like too specific.
Well, the question to the audience that tied into that was, what country has the second most representatives for the United States Championship, with the first being America? And the answer was Canada. 4 of them. Chris Benoit, Bret Hart, Lance Storm, and Edge have all won the United States Championship. And pretty much everything else was 1 or 2 people. Like Jimmy Snuka, there's not going to be a whole lot of people from, from the Pacific Islands, I think.
Wait a minute, didn't Roddy Piper win the Intercontinental title?
Yeah, but they don't bill him from Canada. They bill him
okay.
from Glasgow, Scotland. So he only counts as like a Scotland kind of thing.
Well, how many people from Scotland have won it?
Only 1. Piper.
Really? What about Drew?
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre. The
He
chosen one.
He won the Intercontinental.
Oh.
That and the tag title.
Well, fuck. I'm just going to stop talking.
That's embarrassing.
So let's see who got it right, who got it wrong, whatever everybody else had said. Habit Man says, I'm going to say Canada because it sure as hell isn't Mexico. And yeah, not England either. Bret Hart, Benoit, Edge, Christian. And then he also says, in reference to Drew, just a bunch of S's. I love Habit Man's comments.
Kennedy.
We got a Bullet Club Big says Canada has 4 U.S. champions. That's right. He gets the champions correct as well. Johnny Castaway, Canada, Edge, Benoit, and whoever the fuck else that's from Canada and drinks maple syrup for breakfast.
I have it on very good knowledge that that's true that they do that.
Watchman King.
Food Beast used to do that.
He probably still does. Where are you, Braden? Out there drinking some maple syrup. Can't talk on the line because it's too thick. But Watchman King says Canada, but fuck you, Tony, for a non-Tony question. I guess this was a lot easier than my usual ones, but we'll see what's coming up a little bit later. Mora Supremo says, is obviously Canada. I don't remember the champions. One of them is Edge, the Wolverine, Lance Storm, and I don't know the other. And Silent Wind of Doom says, I was going to comment that Tony was going to sniffle like Bray Wyatt breathes, but he beat me to the joke by several days. Curses Mango. I'll say Canada, the land where Jericho dabbles. Nice comment from Silent Wind of Doom there.
Oh, I have to confirm the answer for the previous week's Ask Him because I leave you guys alone for a week and apparently you can't freaking handle the Ask Him without me.
I said the answer, but years ago we should have paid him because, he's not here. Oh, fuck off. I said it. He told me it.
Shut up, Mimsy.
I'm actually going to have to back Drew up on this. He was right. He did have the correct answer, and it was F, none of the above, because Chris Jericho doesn't dabble, okay? Just be aware.
So we got a caller on the line. I'm going to hold you for just a minute when we go through the Ask Him, but 954, I will bring you on very, very soon. So stay put for now. Question to the panel for this week's Ask Him. The big story in WWE right now is Team Authority versus Team Cena. And 2 of those people are Big Show and his former tag team partner, the Silverback Mark Henry. He doesn't go by Silverback anymore. But that got me thinking, and I started looking around for different stuff. Which other member of the Team Authority versus Team Cena situation has also had the name Silverback associated with them at some point?
Oh, you're talking about never mind. Shit.
Ryback?
Yeah, it's Ryback. His vertical suplex power slam move is called the Silverback attack, which I didn't know that until I went ahead and looked up that information.
Well, thanks for the Tony question.
Yeah, there's a total Tony question, and we're getting another one following it up here, because tying into that, we're sticking with Ryback and tag teams and everything else like that. Rybacksel's the one that he's most familiar with, but he has been in some other tag teams and stables over the course of his career. What was the name of the tag team Ryback was in after he had been suspended for a wellness policy failure? And the tag team name is a really funny name to go with when you are involved in this kind of a situation. So if you guys think you know the answer, go ahead, call in and take a guess. If you're listening to the archive version of this, leave a comment below on Facebook if we haven't already just, announced the answer, whatever like that. But we're going to bring 954 on. 954, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Patrick, and I'm calling from Western Florida.
Patrick, what's up, man?
Hey.
What's going on? What's
up, Rick?
Rick.
What's up, Patrick? All right, not Rick.
My name's not Rick.
So Patrick, what's on your mind? What's going on in wrestling right now that you want to pick our brains about or want to get off your chest?
Yeah. What's going on in wrestling right now? You know what? I kind of think that this whole thing of like the Authority versus like the Team Cena stuff, I kind of find it. I kind of find it kind of like stupid or something because I don't think you can compare it to like let's say the Invasion in 2001 where like WCW and ECW invaded the WWE and then like of course and then of course like and then at Survivor Series of course like they lost a match so they had to break up. And I find this is like a very crappy version of the Invasion. And it's like kind of similar, but and I also thought that it would be similar to the Invasion. Would have like some wrestlers as the Authority and some as the WWE, but that didn't really happen.
The Invasion is one of those angles that, man, if I was watching it at the time, I'm sure I would have loved it a whole lot more than watching it in retrospect. But from what I've seen of it, it didn't really do its job, and I kind of hate that because the whole time growing up, WCW versus WWE, it was always these two should just feud with each other and everybody should get into the same company and all that. And now whenever the Invasion is brought up in like this retrospective kind of idea, I'm always just like, man, they dropped the ball, and I wish that there was a way that they could do that. No, but I could see that they dropped the ball.
But you didn't even watch
it. What voice is that?
Who didn't watching WWE?
No, listen, we could spend all goddamn night debating this back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think the Invasion angle is extremely overhated.
Okay.
Was
Definitely.
it the biggest thing that it should have been? I thought it was great all the way up until Survivor Series.
Well, I think the issue with it was they didn't get any of the people, the big names from WCW. I mean,
they worked with what they had. It wasn't WWE's fault. Let me say, if you were those guys, and if we want to hate anybody, then we should hate those guys, because those guys chose to sit at home on their butts and collect a free paycheck from Turner rather than actually go to work and perform for the fans. So if you want to be mad at anyone, don't be mad at Vince, don't be mad at WWE, be mad at Hogan, Nash, Goldberg, all those guys.
Yeah, but even somebody like DDP is somebody who he was still on their payroll and able to join, right, at that time?
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, so they could have had DDP be one of those guys because he was a main guy in WCW.
They did have DDP. He was the stalker for The Undertaker's wife.
Yeah, that's a lame thing, though.
Just shows how much you weren't paying attention, Tony.
That's a very lame consolation prize, considering how he could have gone in as DDP himself, the regular DDP, and been on the Survivor Series team.
But again, this is nothing new for WWE. They always reinvent people when they bring them in. I mean, they brought Harley Race in, they put a crown on him. They brought Dusty Rhodes in. Dusty fucking Rhodes, son of a plumber, one of the most iconic characters of the NWA. They put him in polka dots and give him a short black woman.
And you know what? I'll put it this way. DDP got put in a feud with The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, that's a main event fucking guy. It's as much on DDP as it is anyone else that he didn't work out. He was given the opportunity.
Yeah, but if you, in the spirit of Survivor Series, if you look at like Team Cena versus Team Authority right now, we've got, maybe by necessity, pretty much everybody who's like an important person in the company right now are on separate teams. And then if you look at the invasion angle, and you've got a lot of WWE guys thrown into the mix, and Austin's, you know, fighting for the opposite side and all that other kind of stuff. Don't you guys think that it would have been better if they would have just gone straightforward, only WCW or ECW guys on the one side and only WWE guys on the other side, instead of trying to have people turn sides and everything?
No, because realistically, in real life, there would have been a chance for someone if it swaps sides if something happened. So I think it'd be
the opposing team, the Alliance team, would have been very, very, very weak if they didn't have a Stone Cold or a Kurt Angle.
What do you mean?
At least one guy needed to switch sides.
See, I'm trying to think. What were the teams? Well, wait, what was the WCW team again?
Okay,
It
you have
was
Rob Van Dam,
Austin, Angle, Booker T.
Shane O'Mac.
Shane wrestled? Yeah, Shane was on the team, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was originally going to
wow.
be Shane on the one team and Vince on the other, but then Vince swapped himself out for Big Show, who got eliminated first.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, even that roster alone, I think it's still a very good roster to have. It's not too shabby. Might not be the best ever, but for like some type of like traditional elimination tag match, that's still very, very good.
Especially when you compare that to the first WWE vs. Alliance match they did at the Invasion pay-per-view. It had like the Dudleys on the team, which nothing against the Dudleys, but that's not exactly like main event talent.
Yeah, it's good
They
tag.
had Rhino on the team as well.
They did have Rhino on the team. Oh, God.
Yeah, you kind of can't defend that too much. To be like, you know, the big lineup
fill up a
Rhino.
pint glass of fucking Rhino sweat.
Yeah,
That
and
guy's
also
crazy.
DDP.
DDP
Yeah,
was
DDP
on that
was
team
awesome.
too?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I completely don't remember DDP being part of that, but...
We're watching.
Well, let me tell you, I was at King of the Ring 2001, which is really where the Invasion angle kicked into high gear. It was during the main event. It was a triple threat match between Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, and Stone Cold Steve Austin for the heavyweight title. And Booker T runs through the crowd, literally right next to the seat I was sitting next to, runs in there, lifts up Stone Cold Steve Austin, drives him through a table, which, by the way, injured Stone Cold, which is probably a lot to do with why it took a long time for Booker T to get a big push. But to see all that unfold right in front of my eyes, and like you're saying, all these years we're waiting to see WCW versus WWE. The only thing we got to see like that was when the Outsiders first came in. That was the only taste of having these two companies face each other we really got. So I really don't think there's any way this could have gone wrong. I mean, they could have really messed this up if they wanted to, but I think what we got was awesome. There was a lot of low points of it. I don't think they should have done like the Booker T Buff Bagwell match on Raw as your first taste of it. That was not a great decision. I think you could have found two better guys, but you know, it would have been nice to see this stretch out like a year and all that, but it just was bad timing. I mean, WCW was so in the hole by that point. I mean, when you look at WCW in 2001, you're talking about their big stars being like Scott Steiner and Shane Helms and that crew. Like, it was
Jarrett still
nothing
in there?
worth it. Well, yeah, but Jarrett wasn't coming back.
Oh, that's true, but they should have gotten Jarrett somehow.
Do you not know like how Jarrett and Vince split? That's a bad story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's
I
put
know they're
things to
hostile.
pass.
I don't know why they split.
It was essentially through that whole thing when they had Chyna beating guys, and Jeff Jarrett's contract lapsed, and he was still the Intercontinental Champion, and he was essentially playing like a Bret Hart, where he was like, "Listen, I refuse to do the job to this woman, Chyna, unless you pay me some like exuberant amount of money." It was like some crazy amount. I think it was like $2 million, something ridiculous. Vince paid it. Vince paid it, had Jeff go out and do the match, and then fired him as soon as he came back through the curtain, and never spoken a word to him since.
Can't blame him. I wouldn't want to be touched by China, let alone lose to her.
And also, the people who say the invasion angle failed are the same people saying that it failed because Sting wasn't a part of it, and that kind of.
People say that angle failed because it didn't have who they wanted in it.
Yeah.
They ignored the fact that there was a lot of good matches, a lot of good storylines, and to be quite honest, it was just after WrestleMania 17, it was a lot of fun.
That whole Invasion pay-per-view kicks so much ass. Like,
I'm sure in the zeitgeist, everybody was just having a ball. But that planner in me and the guy who rebooks things in his mind and all that other kind of stuff just looks at that as like, oh man, if you could rearrange this and if you could do that, like that's the kind of stuff that irks me. Just the same as even with this Survivor Series. Now, Patrick, you brought up about in comparison with the Authority and the Invasion being tied to that and everything. What do you think about these new teams? Is there a different way that you would do Team Cena and Team Authority with specific people?
Yeah. I would actually maybe put Bray Wyatt on the Authority and maybe Ambrose on Cena, but they're already having a match, or something, and of course we don't know what's gonna happen with Ryback, because he attacked his own teammates, and then we got Luke Harper trying to prove to Triple H and Stephanie I want to be on Team Authority because he attacked Ziggler just right in front of him.
Well, who do you think that they should be replacing on the teams?
Let me see. I guess they would have to replace a Mark Henry, because I think that Big Show and Mark Henry should just have their own match, just their own match at the pay-per-view. And, because Mark Henry, yeah. And then,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And the Sheamus Rusev, I think that's I think they should also have their own little match or something, because I really think that I find it's very despicable that they're making him win the U.S. title.
Despicable.
Yeah,
despicable.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
Is anyone getting this weird feeling that since there's no matches that are going to be on the card unless they bring NXT people up, that main event might be an hour long?
Oh, it's going to be at least an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is actually a really, really important match. So surprised they're not building it up more than what it is, because this is going to be a long ass match.
They really need to put something on the line from
For Team Cena? Yeah,
for
I don't
me to
understand
care.
why they're...
That's what they really need to do.
They haven't done it yet. When McMahon announced that for Authority, I thought he would mention something like, hey, Cena, you have to this. I don't know. Anyone on Team Cena can't challenge for the title, the heavyweight title, or something like that.
I would think retire would be a little too much. Maybe give up his number one contendership, or if they didn't just do this with the Bellas, maybe make Cena have to be an errand boy for the Authority or something like that.
Yeah, maybe if he doesn't cooperate, if he doesn't cooperate, he'll get fired or something.
I think the best course of action is to just do the title shot thing, because it's something that's not only tangible, but it's something that can have a real big impact. And a lot of people were already thinking that Randy Orton could have won that match at Hell in a Cell. So they think that we're going to get this Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar match, and you tease that idea, people will go, well, wait a minute, what if Team Cena does lose, and then Randy Orton gets the title shot? That's the way we get the match going for either TLC or Royal Rumble. Team Cena, and somebody from there feuds with him, blah, 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 whatever like that. Because they had that whole thing with Rollins and Cena, so you can still kind of do that, but I think that'd be a good way to kind of mess with the fans a little bit.
Do you think, so since that only really affects Cena, so the rest of Team Cena's punishment is just that they're going to get screwed by the Authority and be put in terrible situations for joining Team Cena then?
Yeah, that plus they're letting down their friend, because they're kind of making it seem like they're joining his team not only because of the Authority, but because they're the stand-up guys and the whole Captain America type of thing, the Superman Boy Scout stuff.
I just assumed Big Show joined because Henry, and then Sheamus joined because of Rusev. I just assumed that's the only reasons why they joined, not because they're friends
more
with
common
Cena.
enemy.
Yeah, because Ryback shouldn't really join Team Cena because he hasn't been with him.
Most Survivor Series Series elimination matches, usually like the people on either side are usually like feuding with someone on the other side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That only makes sense.
You know
to
what
do
was
that.
Yep.
It was really not smart of John Cena to recruit Big Show onto the team because he's going to tag everybody way too hard.
Oh, no. He's going to provide turmoil for the team. That's a good point. Didn't even think about that.
Doesn't
well,
Big Show
Henry's
have
probably
a really
fine,
bad record at Survivor Series too?
Yep.
I would imagine he does.
Dolph Ziggler's undefeated at Survivor Series.
Really?
Fun fact. Yeah, I looked that up the other day. I heard it somewhere, and I had to look it up. He won from 09 to 12. Won every one. Wasn't in 13.
Wait, wasn't he in one as the Spirit Squad? He had to have lost then.
Well, count Dolph Ziggler, not as... Yeah, you're right there. But as Dolph Ziggler, he has won every match. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah.
Isn't Randy Orton undefeated at Survivor Series?
No, Randy
No, he lost to Team
Ziggler.
DX.
And Team Ziggler.
He was like undefeated for like years and years, but and normally he was the last survivor too. So
Didn't he
Actually, I
lose
think
to
Randy
Kofi
Orton
too?
was, like... Did he? Oh, shit.
Or did he beat
Maybe they won
Kofi?
that.
They were feuding around
I
that
don't know.
time, right?
What's up watching wrestling then?
Remember one time Kofi got a push?
It's a new day
that
for
doesn't
Kofi.
matter anyway. It's a new day.
Yeah.
It's a new day.
I actually had that in my head when they first ran that promo. It was just like, it's a new generation. But... Actually, let's talk about that real quick. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that it's weird that Big E hasn't shown up yet? Is he going to be a part of it?
They're just doing it like they did for those Wyatt family promos where they're playing like one each week.
Time.
Yeah, they played Xavier's and they played Kofi's the next week, and they'll play Big E's this week probably.
Yeah, because they're still showing like the three of them are hanging out a lot in like the live shows and stuff like that. So I would imagine that's the case. But
I've seen posters where it showed all three of them and not just those two wearing the like gospel clothes that they were wearing in the promos.
Yeah, and it's also kind of like preachery, which is how Big E was doing his promos the last couple of weeks when he was actually relevant.
When was
so now we really know the gimmick's gonna suck.
Listen,
about that. It's funny how like they make him sound like a Baptist priest or something, like a Baptist minister or something. When a few months ago he didn't even sound like that.
You know what? This would be the perfect group to go against the Wyatt family, if you really think about it.
You know, and maybe if the Shield hadn't broke up, maybe them too. If the Shield hadn't broke up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this would be more equipped to feud with like Too Cool or something.
Too cool.
No, am I the one who finds this like horrifically racist? And not even like funny racist. This is like ignorant racist. You know,
expecting them to bring chicken, maybe grab some watermelon and Kool-Aid. You know, just have a picnic table or something. I'm expecting it. They had the black wire behind it. A single white in the bunch. I'm waiting for them to get in trouble for it being too racist.
let me put it this way.
I'm perfectly fine with it.
I don't think that it's coming off too racist, but now that Drew's bringing up this idea that they'll be at, like, you know, sitting in church eating chicken and all that other kind of, like, stereotype stuff, if they were to do that, I would love it. I would think that would be hilarious.
I know. It's anything that makes fun of a stereotype is awesome.
I know you've been wanting to get over, so I got an idea. I'm finally going to give you guys a push that you've been looking for, but I'm going to need you to do some breakdancing. I'm going to need you to talk like a preacher man, and I'm going to need you to eat lots and lots of fried chicken.
And if you have any problem with it, you got to wrestle me on a plane. You know what? Go full blown into it. Just turn into the skid and make this like a horribly like offensive racist thing. Make it to where like
a new day is coming, huh? Yeah.
Oh my God! Just
play
just
into the
like
Triple H racism.
Just have them be like the old Akeem the African Dream skits, only have it actually, you know, be with black people this time.
But like, why not play into the Triple H racist allegations that are going on with Alberto Del Rio and stuff right now? Make him like he won't give them a tag title shot. He'll only give them a shot to win 40 acres and a mule, or something like that. Like,
wow,
it's Triple H. It's Triple H. They wouldn't do that with him.
But that would be so fucking hilarious, wouldn't it?
It would, but it's Triple H. They're not going to do that.
See, I
just
think
had a really funny thought.
What?
Imagine you were playing Wrestling Hangman and you got Triple H.
Oh.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Depends on how you write it out, though.
Well,
Yeah.
3 H's.
I know, I'm just cutting your...
Ferris419 says they could win 3/5 of the tag title.
Oh.
Jesus,
Uh,
dude.
I don't know where to go from there. I think I'm gonna go just for the hell of
There
it.
you go. Dude, someone have a gavel in the background?
It sounds like Spanish.
That's a ballad. Everyone knows that.
Like he's playing fucking ping pong.
You're playing ping pong?
Sounds like he is.
Table tennis is actually the correct term.
Is this
no one's judging.
is this all coming from your end, Drew? You're not in the hallway or the bathroom or McDonald's?
No,
You're
I get
next to
no.
ping pong?
I can hear. No, I can hear this. I'm hearing. Whatever you guys are hearing. I hear a kid in the background now.
oh my.
Oh, it's Burhan.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, Patrick, do you have a guest for the Ask Him that we said earlier? Did you hear that little segment?
Ask him.
Yeah. You know, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, and also I would actually like to point out one last thing. I'm sure we all probably have a problem with it, and it's Rusev, this freaking like undefeated Russian man.
Actually, I like Rusev.
Thinks he's
I love
unstoppable.
I love Rusev.
See?
Yeah.
I don't like him. I'm American.
I'm American.
I'm
too.
American. He's
Yeah,
like
so is Rusev.
America.
Oh man.
Well,
Oh my God,
who would you like to
So,
see
like, you
beat Rusev, Patrick, eventually?
Oh my God, I don't know. Maybe all real Americans, calling all real Americans, calling Sergeant Slaughter, calling Hulk Hogan,
G.I. Joe.
Tim Duggan, calling Lex Luger.
No, call into the press. Sergeant
Call
Slaughter.
the Patriot. Call the Patriot. Get the Patriot. Call the Patriot.
Just get the
Sure,
Patriot,
calling
dude.
G.I. Joe. Yeah, calling anything, and maybe yeah.
How about the American male?
Yeah, I want to see Rusev get beat, and I want to see Rusev get beat, and we're all gonna like it.
I don't know if I'm gonna like it too much.
You know why? Where the hell is Kurt Angle? Kurt Angle,
Yeah,
you need to come back right now. You need to come back like right now. You need
He signed a deal
beat
with TNA.
Russian guy right now.
I think
Or
he
you know
did
what?
sign
Or
a
where the
deal
hell
with
is Sting? How about for just one night only? Not really a feud. How about we have Sting come down from the rafters and beat his ass with a bat?
Yeah, I'm sure he can do that well. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
touch
maybe
it.
Undertaker should give Rusev his first loss at WrestleMania. He could be 22. He's lost once, but that doesn't. He could be 20. He could end his career 22-1. His last win against Rusev.
All right, well, Patrick, we got some other people waiting on the line, so thanks for calling in.
Okay. You know, okay, sure. That's fine. I'm glad I got all that off my chest.
I'm glad you called in, man.
I've ordered that off your chest.
All right, thank you.
All right, see you,
Have a
Patrick.
good night, bro.
All right,
Good night,
good night.
Good night, Rick.
His name is not Rick.
All right, well, before we get into the Rusev situation, just because we never know what else is going to be brought up here, but we will put that on the back burner for now. We've got another caller on the line, and I'm pretty sure I know who this guy is.
Uh-oh.
Dace!
Hey, Dace.
Yo!
Dace, where are you?
Happy days.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doesn't sound like Dace.
That doesn't sound like this at all.
Nah, man, my name is however, whatever.
Where's the bell, Lego?
What's his name?
However, whatever. But, you know, just for good measure, however.
Who?
Is it Dwayne Gretzky?
Dwayne Gretzky?
But not Rick.
What's going on, Tony? It's Kay, man. Told you I'd call in.
Yeah, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's going good, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. We're just hanging out here, talking some wrestling, talking some nonsense, just having some fun.
Nice, man. Nice. All right, well, I got a couple questions for you.
Shoot.
Uh-oh.
All right. Who wins? The Stooges of back in the day. Who are they?
Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe?
Yep. Against the new Stooges, which are... I knew Pat Patterson and Briscoe, but who's the new ones? You got,
Jamie Noble and...
Joey Mercury.
Joey Mercury.
And Joey Mercury. Joey Mercury, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins? Who wins in a tag match?
They gotta go with the younger guys. I don't think Patterson and Briscoe can walk around anymore.
No, I'm saying back in '98. Like, I'm not saying primes for Patterson because he was like the man back in the day, right?
I wouldn't say that. But
well,
that's a terrible joke.
He was probably on a man.
Well, he was like the Intercontinental Champion back in the day, right?
Yeah,
he was the first one.
Yeah, he won that tournament in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, and wasn't Briscoe. He was
To answer your question, that's a really tough one. I don't think we've seen enough of Mercury and Noble to be completely sure what we think about them as Stooges. I think they've been doing a fantastic job, and I said this when we did our Hell in a Cell review. Who would have thought in 2014 we'd see Jamie Noble being suplexed on the top of a Hell in a Cell? That's huge for them. And luckily we haven't had to see Noble and Mercury in an evening gown match yet. So as long as that doesn't happen, I might actually put them on top. But time will tell.
I definitely agree, my man. I definitely agree.
Think about it this way.
I got a couple more questions for you.
When was the last time that Jamie Noble was in a main event? Period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's an accomplishment on its own.
Brock Lesnar broke his neck or something a while back, didn't he? Or something like that. One of them dudes, like
Sheamus tired of him.
Something.
Or Sheamus.
Yeah, Sheamus
beat him down, and he had to go.
Did he have a neck situation?
No, he might have had like some nagging neck problems, but I mean, he was primed to retire.
Well, yeah,
anyway,
but like storyline wise, like didn't he like Sheamus like was on that? Like I don't know, he beat John Cena and all that, and he was like that mega bad guy and all that.
Yeah, Sheamus had just come in. Sheamus had been around only a few weeks. He was on ECW, and then he beat the shit out of Jamie Noble and retired him on ECW. Then he retired somebody else, someone even bigger. Like, he beat the shit out of them and retired them, and then he beat Cena for the title. Sheamus got a really big push when he first came in.
Yeah, he threw John Cena through a table a couple years back, and then that was when he won his first title, and then, Sheamus been...
I hated that.
I don't know. The past couple of weeks I've been watching, man. You've been kind of mediocre ever since.
You want to know what was terrible about that?
But at the same time, he's a good name to be putting Russo over. Rusev.
I want to see Sheamus versus Russo now. Vince Russo. Man, I hated when Sheamus won that title, though. That's actually like one of the first things that I had written for SmarkOutMoment.com was just about how much I hated the Sheamus push that was going on, because he came in and they were pushing him and Drew McIntyre and what the hell's the name of the other guy?
Wade Barrett?
No, not Wade Barrett. He was with Vicky Guerrero for a little bit.
Oh, Eric Escobar?
Eric Escobar, yeah. They were pushing all three of them like ridiculously out of nowhere, and I didn't like any of them. And Sheamus was just like, now he's the world champion. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Next thing we're going to know, Eric Escobar is going to be like the Intercontinental Champion. But thankfully, the next thing we know, he got fired.
But at the same time, like, at that point, people were already complaining about how WWE was not making new stars, and all we had seen for years and years was John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, and Triple H. Here we are, 4 years later, and it's still like the same situation. Like, we're only really now starting to see the resurgence of, the rise of people like Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Hey, I'll tell you what, right now, my favorite wrestler at the time, right now, I guess I would have to go with Ambrose. But when that Shield was going on, man, like I only pick up with wrestling every once in a while, like around like Survivor Series, going into WrestleMania. Royal Rumble is my favorite.
Hell yeah!
Of course, WrestleMania is WrestleMania. That's that's WrestleMania, man. I've been watching wrestling since I was a little kid.
Right.
But the Shield was probably the coolest thing I've seen in a long time up to that point. But then, they broke up. But I think out of the three, I would like to say that Dean Ambrose, he's like a watered down Steve Austin. And
hey, there's no shame in being that, man.
What's that?
There's no shame in being a watered down Austin. That's only like the most high profile star of all time.
Of all time, yeah, I understand that. Me personally, I'm a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era type of dude, and
Dude,
I
if you ask
The
me
Rock.
who I think the greatest wrestler of all time is, I'll say Shawn Michaels. But you know what? Shawn Michaels never had an Austin 316 shirt.
Yeah, absolutely, I understand that. Neither have I.
What?
Have you?
Actually, I did. I have the original Austin 316 shirt.
Well, fucking more power to you.
I had a Daniel Bryan shirt.
I wish I had gotten an original NWO shirt. That's one of my biggest wrestling merch regrets, is I never got
me
those.
too, man. Actually, same here, man. But, like my personal favorite, just out of the favorite style, probably be Bret Hart, Austin, of course. He's like on top of the world in his day. Shawn Michaels, of course. But I do have one more question for you guys before I get off here. All right, you got a Survivor Series coming up, right?
Yep. Next
week.
No, I think so.
Oh, no, not at all.
I wish it wasn't.
But put it this way. What would your top 5 team be for if out of NWA, WCW era people? Five guys. Who would you put in?
Not WWE people?
No WWE people, just straight
I don't even think I could
old
do
school
this.
NWA.
Yeah, I don't think half the
WCW
people on this panel will even be able to name 5 NWA guys. I probably
All
could.
right, well,
Maybe could.
dude is talking to me. Why
I
don't
could
you
do
it
this.
then?
I could do this. Let me
All
try
right,
it.
I'll go first.
Right.
Obviously, you have to have Ric Flair on there.
Yeah.
Damn it, that's the one I was going to take.
You have to have Ric Flair. I mean, he's just the man.
I'll put Steamboat on there.
I would maybe put Steamboat. I would actually, rather than Steamboat, I would definitely put Dusty. But the thing is, having Flair and Dusty on the same team is kind of funky. But if I'm making the ultimate team, then I can do that.
Yeah, ultimate.
I might not be able to understand what your team is saying, but go ahead.
Tatum wants the Young Bloods.
Young Bloods, yes. I would put the Road Warriors. It's the most badass 2 guys you're going to find in the entire NWA. And
Hold on, wait up for a second, man, because you already got 4 of my. That's who I got on mine.
Really, those same 4 guys?
I'm saying 5. I'm saying 5, but out of the 5, you already got the 4. I'd say the Road Warriors, Flair, and Dusty Rhodes.
And I would round it out with Harley Race.
Harley Race. I was going with Sting.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yes.
You know a couple other people
Anyway.
that you could throw into the mix, I think? Vader. He was
Vader wasn't until
absolutely,
well,
yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
I guess you're counting
so.
90s.
Yeah, Ron Simmons could be a good dark horse kind of person. He was
racist.
What?
Calling him a dark horse.
So you're saying the Z-Man isn't available?
Ron Simmons was big for like a year.
Yeah, but if you're going in primes and all that other kind of stuff, one of the good things about Survivor Series has always been taking somebody who isn't on the same level as everybody else and making them a star. Rocky Maivia comes in, he's the star of his team, even though it's his first match. Or, CM Punk is tag teaming with the Hardy Boys and DX, and he gets a rub through that. So you get Ron Simmons where he's popular, but he's not the guy, kind of like a Sting or a Ric Flair kind of a thing or whatever, and you put him in that kind of spot. I think that'd be a great opportunity.
Buddy Rogers.
You just want to Wikipedia, didn't you?
Hey, you could even make a case for Lex Luger when he was back there,
Luger's best period was his early NWA days.
That's what I'm talking about.
When he came to WWE and he started doing the narcissist, like he started trailing down, then he started doing the Lex Express, and that was like dead drop. And then once he went to WCW and was doing the black trunks there, I could not have cared less about the guy.
Oh yeah, man. When he came, I remember watching back in the day when he was the narcissist. It like him and Tatanka and shit like that. It's like, ugh, damn, dude.
I forget who it was, but somebody in WWE used to pronounce it wrong. They used to call him the narcissist. And they would like emphasize the wrong section of it. They'd be like, "Look, it's the narcissist, the narcissist."
Yeah, but however, he was the Lex Luger. However.
All right, guys, let's now referees from the NWA period. Got dibs on Theodore Long.
So, what was your list, Kay?
My list was Sting, Talking Animal, the Road Warriors, Flair, and Dusty Rhodes.
That's a good team.
Much close, right? But I got one more for you.
Shoot.
In their prime, who wins? Flair, Cena. They're like John Cena. I don't know how the fuck the dude's got how many championships, but he's damn close to Flair, and I think Flair should go down as the greatest ever.
Cena wins.
It depends on what the stage is. Cena would win because Flair Flair lost a lot. Flair was a heel, and when he did win, he won through some type of nefarious means, whether it was like being the dirtiest player in the game, or he just kept the title off of Championships Advantage. So I mean, if it was just like a filler pay-per-view, Flair would win with like a walkout or something like that. But if it was WrestleMania time, Cena would beat Flair every time.
Yes, I guess that's a Vince McMahon type of deal, huh?
That's just wrestling logic in general. I mean, even like through the NWA days, Flair always lost on the big show.
Yeah. Sting used to, Sting. I think Sting's very first ever like best he did was against Flair, and he didn't even win. I remember watching that when I was little. But John Cena, I mean, they put him on the map when. Who the hell? Fucking John Cena was nobody. He came down and this was like the last year I watched wrestling. Kurt Angle called him out, and he gave Kurt Angle a run for it.
Yeah, ruthless
Kurt
aggression.
Angle, man, but that one it was.
Yeah, they had this whole speech about ruthless aggression. Like Vince McMahon gave this like open heart speech to everybody in the back, saying if you want to succeed, you have to show ruthless aggression. And then Kurt Angle's out there making an open challenge, and John Cena comes out. He's like, "I'm here to show ruthless aggression." And that was basically like the signifier, like, "Oh yeah, John Cena's going to be a guy in the future."
Yeah, and he came down and like he gave it to Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle ended up, he won or whatever. But like it was.
No, but John Cena like looked excellent in defeat. Like Kurt Angle gave him props, and even bigger when John Cena went to the back. He bumps into the Undertaker, and the Undertaker gave him props.
Yeah, that was a good thing, the handshake.
Yes, you're right, man. Yeah, absolutely.
But
it's
an
all right,
awkward
one
handshake.
more question before I leave, man. I want to ask, what's your name, man? I don't even know your name. I'm however, whatever, K. But you are who?
You talking about Peyton?
Yeah. Oh, Peyton then. Hey, Peyton. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time, man?
My favorite wrestler of all time?
Yeah.
Repo Man.
Fucking
Drew,
right.
why don't we ask you?
So, wasn't he Doink the Clown?
No, that was a different guy.
Oh, okay, whatever.
That was the same
all right,
era.
well, cool, man. Tony, who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Definitely Shawn Michaels. Close number 2 with
Shawn
Undertaker, but Shawn Michaels has always been the top. Not only is he the best of all time, but he's such a dick that you gotta like when he's fucking around with people.
Gotta respect that, right?
Right.
I hear you.
Always root for the bad guys.
Well,
all right, one more question.
Let's not ask the other three guys.
I got a question for you though, Kay. We were talking about this.
Ahead,
we were talking about this the other day, but I'm drawing a blank for if you mentioned it. Did you end up getting tickets to the Royal Rumble?
Nah, man, I didn't, man.
Oh.
I tried, but then they were. I'm down in North Carolina.
Oh, you're in North Carolina now. You're not in Jersey anymore.
Yeah. I just still got the 856 area code. I tried to hook them up, and man, it was ultra expensive.
Yeah. Well, we ended
And
up
that was
paying
after it sold out, man. I was like, holy shit, it sold out, and like.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know,
sold out
sold
before
very
it
fast.
started to sell. It was, I'm there at 10 o'clock. I clicked on it. It was like 9:59, and I'm hitting the refresh button, and it's telling me that you can't get in. Finally, I get in, and then it's like
it's some damn
there's no
ticket
tickets.
resellers, man.
Yeah, it's really.
They should have it with Comic-Con, man. Like these ticket resellers just blow up all the purchases, and like all the people who are actually there trying to genuinely get a ticket are screwed.
Dude, it was crazy. I got something with the flyers, and they hit me with the pre-sale real fast. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to hit this up. And I called some of my boys. I was like, hey, you want to drink some beer and watch some pro wrestling? Like, hell yeah. Like, all right then. And, you know, I was like, yeah, never mind. I'm not paying all that for you.
No, I mean, our tickets were $210, and they should have been $150. And for a little while there, we were almost getting to a point where we would have had to pay $1,700 for each ticket. And I'm like, I don't think anybody wants me to buy these. So.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, man.
Oh, hold on.
All right, however, whatever. Kay.
Hold on, however, Kay. I got one question for you.
Go ahead, brother.
One final question.
Go ahead, man.
Do you remember that time that Captain Lou Albano played Super Mario on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show?
Man, I'm pretty sure I watched that when I was little.
All right, that was my question.
Wasn't he with the Wild Samoans, right?
He was the manager of the Wild Samoans. Captain Lou was a manager of a lot of people. He's one of the best of all time. Possibly the best.
Yeah, he was. Nah, I don't know. Bobby Heenan, definitely.
It's debatable. Again, it's a different era.
I'd go Heenan over Captain Albano.
How much of Albano stuff have you seen?
Oh, man, I used to watch wrestling back in the day. Not much.
Back in the day was awesome.
Back in WCW 1997.
Oh, there was a big time in wrestling.
87 was a good year, bro.
And it's basically WCW.
Eventually, this new day is going to be referred to as back in the day.
Back in the day on the new day?
Okay, thanks for calling in, man.
Oh, yeah, man, absolutely. You guys have a good night.
All right, talk to you later, man.
Okay.
All right, later.
Alrighty, guys. Two great callers calling in. Remember, if you want to call into the show, you can call in via Skype, or you can call in one of our different phone numbers that they've given us here. 760-512-7247 or 713-955-0363. Or you can call a bunch of random numbers and see what you get and leave a comment below in the chat room and tell us who you ended up calling up instead, because that's kind of fun,
With
too.
how many numbers we have, you're very likely to get to us, so.
Yeah. So I'm going to split this up, guys, take a little bit of a break with the rest hold. We're going to come back with the second hour of the Fallout Fest episode. If you're listening to this on YouTube, click on that next video. If you're listening to it on iTunes or Stitcher, then stay tuned, and we will be right back.